Hope y'all are doing well. So we've talked about this Browns-Chiefs game a little bit now, but I had to bring on Mr. Cam Chasen himself. We're going to talk about this game, preview the Texans game, and if you're an Ohio State fan, in a separate video, you can look forward to that. I'm sure me and him are going to be ranting about your Ohio State Buckeyes. So stay tuned for that. But nevertheless, the Browns lose to the Chiefs 29-33. Cam, what did you think about this game?
First off, Derek, I seen a lot of bright spots, even though we took an L, but, the offense, wow, what an amazing performance by the offense, in the first half, a little bit of things I saw from last year, how halftime, we come out sluggish, it's hard to move the ball, I seen some stuff like that again, but, on the offensive side of the ball, I think we have our identity once again, and defense, we have a few question marks, not nothing that I don't think we can't fix, but we have a few question marks, man.
Yeah, definitely. It was an interesting game. So offensively, the Browns came out and they basically said, we don't care who you are. We're not afraid of you. We're going to run our offense. Defensively, it was pretty much the opposite. It was almost like the Browns came out and they were like too afraid. Like they did not let anybody get behind them. They were going to leave guys wide open and try to tackle them from there. I get what they were trying to do. I think there was a way to make that game plan work, but it was a disaster for the most part defensively. But we'll start off here talking about the offense. I thought it was, especially in the first half, they could not stop us all day, but in the first half especially, just the setting up the pass off the run. Chubb was just, man, he was Chubb. Kareem Hunt even got some pretty good carries in there. And then Anthony Schwartz, who knew that was going to happen?
I did not expect him to be a part of the game plan that much.
Bro, that was crazy because out of all of our picks in the draft, that was the one that I was like, I don't know. I don't buy Anthony Schwartz. And then he comes out and does that. Absolutely incredible.
He's almost where Schwartz, man. Really.
Dude, I hope if he can keep improving, which he's already improved a lot since the draft, he's going to be a weapon, man. And he's definitely got a role in this offense. You can tell they know how to use him.
Definitely.
But so from Baker's side of things, at the end of that game, people are going to criticize him because of that interception. But overall, I thought Baker played fantastic. He was 21-28, 321 yards. He did have the interception, but overall, I thought he was elite as far as, his accuracy. I thought every ball looked great. The one to Schwartz, I mean, if he could have hit him in stride, that's gone. That's a touchdown all day. But I mean, when we look at that last pick, right, everybody's trying to blame him. But I mean, if you told somebody who's trying to blame Baker for this, and I think it was Marcellus Wiley was saying, well, what did Baker do to help the team win? It's like, oh, I don't know. He only completed like 70% of his throws, whatever. But on that last play, I mean, I don't know what else he could have done. He was trying not to take the sack. He was throwing it out of bounds and he just happened to get hit. What'd you think about Baker all day? And what'd you think about that last play?
I think Baker had an amazing performance in my eyes. That's probably one of the best football games I've seen Baker play. That last play with the interception, I know I kind of would have liked to see Baker, run, get out the pocket a little. Really wasn't anybody on that side of the field defensively, but things happen. Mistakes happen. I'm not really bashing Baker for that. Just trying to throw out of bounds, got his legs cut out, so cut the ball short. I mean, shit happens. Shit happens, man.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And it'd be different if he was trying to force it like he would have in 2019, but he wasn't. He was trying to make the right move. He just so happened to get tripped up. It is what it is. But anyway, I think offensively, that's just about it. I thought David Njoku, and this is something I talked about, I think he should be our tight end one.
And Njoku really came out there and proved himself to last Sunday. He had great catches down the seam, in crucial moments, fourth downs, third down conversions, big plays.
And I think this is a trend. Everybody was talking about DPJ all offseason and the great offseason he had. But Njoku, man, he has improved a lot in his blocking and in his receiving. So, I mean, me personally, I think we've got to use him more in the passing game. You agree with that?
Definitely. And I would like to see him more in the red zone as well.
Oh, yeah. That's a must. But yeah, so I think that's going to wrap it up offensively. Defensively, this is where the problems were. The reality is you can't beat almost any team playing the defense we did, but the Chiefs especially. I mean, the entire middle of the field was wide open. Guys were just this soft zone is not going to work. It's just not. And you can't have the Browns had I think it was 9 of 12 completions on third down by the Chiefs. You've got to get off the field on third down.
Linebackers over pursuing, defensive ends over pursuing. You know, all Mahomes is going to do is step up in that pocket or make a throw or take off. So, you know,
yeah. And that's the thing. It's not like the defense wasn't getting pressure because Miles and Clowney were there. And Tack. I thought Tack had a great game too.
McDowell was a contributor. Well, you know, we just got to stop the over pursuing. You know, I think that would really hurt us Sunday.
Yeah, and you're right. Mahomes just stepped up. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Especially in the linebacker department, you know, Mac Wilson, you know, those guys, you know, missing open field tackles like that. You know, those are key stops that could have helped us.
It's embarrassing. I can't believe Mac Wilson's even on this team.
Got his ankles.
Man, no, he didn't get his ankles broken. He just sucks. Mahomes didn't even do anything. He literally just changed his direction. It wasn't even a juke. And this man is on his knees. It's embarrassing. But other things defensively, just from the scheme side of things, what frustrates me, and this is what we'll talk about later with Kerry Combs, there's no adjustments. There's no changes. And when the Browns had to, they got off the field on third down at the end of that game. And it was because they played the defense they should have been playing the whole game. They left Denzel Ward one-on-one with Tyreek Hill. You know, and that's another thing. Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome had great days. If you look at the PFF numbers, they both were like 74. So
Denzel Ward was a stud. You know, you couldn't ask Denzel Ward to do anything else that he did.
No, but to me, it just doesn't make sense why you would let these guys. The Chiefs have two receivers, Tyreek Hill and then Travis Kelce. Those are their guys. How can you not come up with a better scheme to stop that?
You know, just leave Kelce wide open in the middle of the field. You know, he can run after the catch. You know,
it's ridiculous. And after those, especially on third down, the Chiefs were doing the same thing over and over. It was just run into the zone, turn around, comeback route, wide open, then fall forward for the first down. It was the same thing over and over. When it comes to this defensive scheme, do you think this is just a one-game thing, or do you think this is going to change?
I feel like it's both. You know, I feel like, you know, Joe Woods didn't really put all the packages and stuff he wanted to out there. You know, I wouldn't say, you know, we would keep doing this, but I feel like this is not the Browns defense we're going to see this week.
I hope not. Man, Tyrod Taylor is going to dot us up if it is.
Yeah, I don't think we'll continue to see that from the defense. You know, I think it was just, you know, first game, you know, what can we do to make these guys comfortable, you know? So I don't think we're going to see that from the defense anymore.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think maybe it'll be the same style of defense, but they're going to have to switch up some things. I mean, Denzel Ward had Tyreek Hill locked down when they were one-on-one.
Facts. And then we would have Ronnie Harrison back, and, you know, that was a key factor that hurt us last week, you know, having him go out the game, having to have MJ Stewart come in. So
yeah, what did you think about that Ronnie situation?
I think that was wrong by the officials. You know, Kansas City coach puts Ronnie Harrison first. He had no business touching him, I think. But you know, Ronnie, you know, being Ronnie Harrison, you can't retaliate like that as well too. So, I mean, it was just a jacked up situation and all. But you know, I'm moved on to this week's game. You know, let's see what Ronnie Harrison can do this week. Can he contribute to the team? Which I think he can.
Yeah, definitely. And just finishing up on that situation, you saw a lot of players after the game go on Twitter and say, okay, NFL, what does this mean? we can have another team's coach push us and we can't do anything back. Like, that's just something the NFL can't allow, or you're going to have problems. But so, I mean, overall, I think we both agree a lot of good things, some bad things that got to get fixed.
We just got to stop self-inflicted wounds. I feel like if we clean up, fine.
Yeah, definitely. And what did you think quickly before we move on to this Houston game? What did you think about that punt? People are calling for Jamie Gillen's head. What do you think about that?
I mean, Jamie Gillen has one job, and his one job is to catch the ball. I mean, that could also, refer back to preseason. Maybe he should have been out there during preseason, getting some snaps, getting some kicks in, So, but I mean, stuff happens, man. It's the NFL. But
hey, man, I'm all for trying to be like Pat McAfee, but I mean, come on, you gotta kick that. You had plenty of room.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying the same thing. And Jamie Gillen's going to outrun special teamers, please.
He can't outrun anybody on the Browns. But no, that Chiefs game, again, a lot of good, some bad. But overall, at the end, I was just disappointed because I felt we beat ourselves, not the Chiefs beat us.
We definitely did beat ourselves.
But anyway, on to the Houston Texans. What are you expecting from this game? We heard OBJ is going to be out again. What do you think this game's going to look like?
I definitely expect the same thing from last week, the beginning from the offense. I expect us to come out, run the ball down their throat, heavy play action, big passes. So I expect us to come out and hang about a good 30 points, I think they're pissed off from last week. So I expect them to come out and kick some ass. So definitely.
I think offensively, one thing I hope we do more is I hope we pass more. Because I think if you're gonna change this passing game and try to evolve it, I think teams like the Texans are teams you got to try it out against.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see Kareem Hunt in more of a receiver role as well too. Motion him out to a receiver.
Well, and also this might be a good game to kind of rest Chubb a little bit. I mean, if you get up early, get Hunt in there and let him take most of the carries. But defensively, how different? I know we said that we think it's going to change a lot, but in this next game, do you think they're going to play the Texans completely different? Because last game when they beat Urban Meyer, and we'll probably talk about that later, it was just all Mark Ingram, and it's a completely different offensive style than the Chiefs. So do you think the Browns are going to change up the scheme a little bit, maybe 3 linebacker sets versus the 2 we saw against KC?
I would like to see more 3 linebacker sets. I feel like we will be more successful with that. Anthony Walker is an absolute stud. Sione Takitaki is great in stopping the run. And, I feel like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah would have a monster game, on Sunday. Stopping the run, let's say, watching Sunday, the Browns can stop the run. I just feel like when the defense on the field for so long, that's when we tend to give up big run plays. But watching the defense last Sunday, at the beginning, stopping the run really wasn't a problem until we started getting tired. But I think the Browns, with Billings in the middle, Clowney is a complete run stuffer. I was watching and still making the play off the running back. So I don't think stopping the run will be a major issue for us, but it's the Browns, so we haven't been able to stop the run for how long? But I feel like we've got over those issues. I hope I'm not regretting saying that, but I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, and especially from Sunday, it's not like Edwards-Helaire is like this crazy good elite running back. But when they did run the ball, the Browns did a great job getting to the back and making sure, he didn't gain yards, whatever.
Especially on the outside.
Yeah, especially on the outside. But I think the thing here is, with Patrick Mahomes being able to step up in the pocket like he did, because I think Clowney and Miles are going to get home a lot more in this game.
Oh, yeah, without a.
I just feel like Tyrod's not going to be nearly as elusive as Mahomes was, just because he doesn't have the arm. So I feel like I feel like the
He'll be
defensive
more out the pocket as well, you know, running to the
yeah.
side.
Yeah, and I think our two-headed monster there on defense are going to have a great game. But are you a little bit afraid of, given how the Browns defensive line looked against the Chiefs, how Mahomes was able to step up so much? Do you think in this game they might just tell Tyrod, hey, if that hole's there like it was on Sunday against the Chiefs, just take off? Do you think they're going to try to do some of that, design quarterback runs?
Without a doubt, I could see that happening. Flashback to when Tyrod was here, he was doing a lot of running out the pocket for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Texans have a quarterback that can be mobile. I think they'll most definitely tell him to get out the pocket, But it's up to our linebackers and our safeties to stop that.
Yeah, definitely. I really wonder what the Texans offensive game plan is going to look like.
I feel like they're going to try to get the ball to Pharaoh Brown a lot,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, former Brown coming back to Cleveland for that game.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting. There's actually a lot of Browns on the Texans, or former Browns.
One of my favorite Browns players, man, Money Mitch coming back, man.
Oh shoot, I forgot he was on the Texans. Dang.
Money, Tavier Thomas coming back.
Are you going to the game Sunday?
I'm actually not. I'm gonna let my parents go because I don't.
Oh, dang.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't really have to be there. The Texans,
Yeah.
It's not.
But
it's not must have to see game to be at. So.
No, but I think overall, what I'm hoping for is I hope the Browns get up really early. I hope they let Chubb get his carries in, whatever. And then I hope we see this pass game change up a little bit. Because one of my things from Sunday against the Chiefs was, I mean, they pretty much locked up all of our receivers and stuff. But when we did throw, Baker put it in such tight windows that it was.
Well,
say that again. You cut out.
The only our receiver gets to the ball where he threw him out,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think this is the game, like I said, to really evolve and kind of expand this offense from the pass standpoint. But when it comes to our pass game, one of my things was all of our pass plays were out of play action. I want to see us spread it out. I want to see us try to attack downfield. What do you think about that?
Yeah, definitely. Because, play action is not going to always be there. Teams are going to catch up to that. DNs are going to stop fake falling for it. And they're going to start chasing Baker out the pocket. So I think we need to, kind of motion in some shotgun formations in there. Some. I think that's really what the Browns really should try to do. It'll catch teams off guards because they'll be looking for the play action. Then boom, it's not there. So I think we really should try to motion some of that stuff in the offense as well.
Yeah, and there's this narrative out there that Baker sucks. Like if the Browns start passing, teams are gonna act like Baker's not a great quarterback from the pocket. He can still be a great quarterback. Go watch his college highlights. Every good play was pretty much from the pocket.
Definitely.
But overall, is there anybody on the Texans that I don't want to say afraid of, but you're concerned about?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't have a single one. I think Cooks maybe, but they don't have any other big weapons. They drafted Nico Collins, but I mean, we were locked down when we did play, man. We were locked down against the Chiefs. So, I mean, nothing tells me that we're not going to be locked down against the Texans.
Yeah. I'm not really worried about Houston, to be honest.
Yeah. Did you get to see any of the Houston-Jacksonville game at all?
I seen a few clips from Tyrod Taylor's Instagram. That's about it.
Yeah. I think the reason why Jacksonville just got blown out in that game was they just got down early and then panicked. So, I know there's going to be some Browns fans who probably look at that score of that Texans game and think, oh, they're good. I don't think so, man. I think it's just the Jags suck that much.
They played week 1.
Yeah. So, you got a score prediction for this game?
Say Browns 31-10.
31-10. Okay. I'm going to go a little bit crazy here. I'm going to say Browns 42, Texans 13.
Okay.
So I think we're going to rout them at home. But yeah, so that wraps it up here with our Browns coverage here, talking about the Chiefs game, previewing the Texans game. Anything else you want to say about this before we wrap up this one?
Man, no, man. Great to be back on here, man. You know, I feel like we haven't done this in a while, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. So everybody, let us know what you think. Let us know what you thought about the game. What do you think about the game coming up? As always, we'll see you in the next one. See ya.